So, good evening, everybody. Good evening, everyone, and you are welcome to a wonderful session, another wonderful session with us here at Learn with Banky. You are welcome to the phase 2 of our free Power BI for data analytics class. This phase 2 has quite a lot of stuff that we're going to be doing, and we're going to be enjoying ourselves because for most of us we're going to be learning new stuffs, and I want all of us to actually pay attention to everything that we are to do. Um, I call this my Power BI family or my data family, and I want to welcome everyone back to back to the classroom. And for those of us that are just joining for the first time, you're all welcome. My name is Abdullah Rela Bankole, and I'm a Microsoft certified trainer. Um, the major facilitator for this free Power BI training, which we started somewhere around February or late January, I can't remember right now. And the goal is to make Power BI fun. The goal is to make Power BI learning free as much as possible to everybody. So, what we did in the first phase, in phase 1, was that we discussed about loading data, we discussed about Power Query, we discussed about creating visuals, and then we had quite a lot of, we had an external facilitator who actually came and she assisted us in designing how to make your reports in Power BI. We had all that done. So, for those of us who are here from phase 1, we understand the vibe, right? So, we already know the vibe. No pressure, no intimidation. We build everything together. We learn everything together. Now, for those of us that are new, um, just follow along with us. Majority of what we did, the videos are on our YouTube channel, which was sent in the on the WhatsApp group sometimes back. I'll still send it again. You can follow the videos. Um, phase 2 is actually where everything is going to start to get real, and that is why I wanted us to make sure that we had the classwork I did earlier with us in the classroom in the WhatsApp group. So our session, what we are doing tonight, is the first session, and I promise you that by the end of this first session, we are going to understand something that confuses most Power BI users for years. So tonight is going to be one of those sessions you are going to tell somebody about. So let us get into it. So what are we going to be doing tonight? What are we going to do tonight? I've planned that this night we're going to be talking about 4 things. First, we're going to talk about the quiz debrief. If you remember, I sent 3 quizzes or 3 questions in the afternoon. So those questions, we're going to talk about how you all voted and the right answers and everything. Then secondly, we are going to talk about the concept of what we want to do today, which is about flat table. We are going to talk about what flat table is and why does it break everything. We're going to be doing that today. Then thirdly, we are going to work on a live demo. So this is the main event for today actually. So we are going to actually watch a dashboard give us the wrong number. Then we are now ourselves, we are going to find out why is this dashboard giving us the wrong number. So I have created a new Niger phone shop dataset, which I had sent to the WhatsApp group earlier. And for those of us watching online, I'm going to be adding the link to the Google Drive so that you can actually have access to the demo as well. So we're going to build a measure and we're going to watch how the measure is going to give us the wrong answer. All these are deliberate because we're in class. Are you following? Then it's our job at the end of the class to find out why are we having that error. Are you following me? Then at the end of the day, I'm going to give a challenge. We should go for like 10-15 minutes. We are going to find the problems ourselves. Some of you might be asked to share your screen. Some of us might want to raise up your hand. But we need to do all of this together. So we are going to move as fast as we can, but we make sure, like you know in my class, we do not do what? We do not leave anybody behind. So if you are confused at any point or you don't understand anything at any point I'm talking, please I beg you to raise your hands, right? Ask questions or type it in the chat. I would make sure I do what? I will pause, I will go through it and then we'll be good. So let's go to the quiz. Quiz time. Okay. So there are three questions that I sent this afternoon, and let us go through them. The first one I sent was Ada Eze's big spreadsheet. It's everything is on it, and I asked what it was called, right? So I'm very sure we all saw how everybody voted. Some people said no, this is a fact table. I think that was the only question where I had um, two different point of view. One was saying fact table, the other was saying flat table. I was just smiling as I was seeing how you all were responding. So basically, based on the what was sent to everybody, right? That sheet is actually a flat table. So if you have voted for flat table, well done, good, I give it to you. But if you have voted for something else, right, that is exactly why you are here. To know why the answer is a flat table. Are you with me? So don't panic, don't feel sad. I'm going to explain everything to you. So a flat table actually has all of its data in one sheet. So it feels easy, but it causes a lot of problem in the long run. So it's better for you not to actually do what? Not to actually use a flat table. It's common with people that are using Excel. They don't do flat table, flat table, flat table. Are you following? Good. For those of us that did it, let me see how many of us got the first question. Can I see the chat? Just if you just get it, just press one in the comment section. Just type one if you got it. If that is what you chose, flat table. Just press one. Comment one in the comment section. Okay, I see. Promise, Joyce. Who else? Okay. So now that's perfect. So let's go to the second one. The second one was about the dashboard by I think I changed the name there to Oluchi. That Oluchi's dashboard showed $45 million, and our accountant was saying no, it's actually 30 million naira. Yeah, what exactly is happening? And I gave a lot of other um, options. So the answer is that there's probably a duplicated row somewhere. Are you following? And this is because the table was poorly structured. So all what I want us to now clear about something is that it is not a Power BI bug. I intentionally added Power BI bug there. And the reason is because Power BI majority of the time is garbage in, garbage out. If you feed in the wrong data, you are going to get the wrong output. So you need to make sure because Power BI does exactly whatever you have tell it to do. So it is adding up all the rows. So the problem is that some of those rows might have appeared twice. So if 30 million is the actual sales and it now becomes 45 million, that's because probably one or two transactions has been counted more than what? More than once. So that's exactly what has happened. Is that understood, everybody? Perfect. So now, what was the other one? The third one was about Samsung Galaxy A55, which was appearing 847 times. And we're like, is everybody buying Samsung Galaxy? So basically, in that one, it's probably because probably the product information is mixed with the sales data. You know, the phone might actually be a Samsung. You're supposed to say maybe Samsung. Somebody, instead of not putting Samsung as the type of the phone, they're not putting Samsung Galaxy A55, and that replaces everything. Because Samsung Galaxy A55 was supposed to appear just once in the product table. So if it's appearing 147 times in another table, are you following? That is, each and every of the sale of that phone is appearing in the full product in the sales table. That is wasteful. We don't like it. Are you following? Products. All the product information is supposed to be in another table where we have their they will have their own unique key. And that is the exact thing we want to learn tonight in its own product table. So product table is what tonight is really all about. How we bring about a very large table, a flat table or a flat file, and then we deconstruct it. We break it down into smaller what? Smaller tables or smaller files. So my people, that is the response for the class for the quiz. So how many of us got 3 3? How many of us got everything? How many people got everything now? Ah, senior woman promise. Okay, oh. So let's go. 45 million naira. That is what your dashboard is showing to you. Your accountant is not saying, Oga, we did not make 45 million naira. Oh. This dashboard that promise or Gladys or Amina is showing me, that dashboard is very wrong. No, I trust what Amina. Oga, no, I am the accountant. I'm telling you. What Amina is showing is very wrong. As the accountant, what I can tell you for facts that we made was 30 million naira. That is what the accountant is telling you. So, who is right? Should we believe the Power BI dashboard creator or should we believe the accountant? Should we believe Power BI? I want it in the comment section. A or B? A for Power BI dashboard creator or B for accountant? Who should we believe? Okay, majority of you are saying we should believe the accountant. I see. Well, the truth is, majority of the time, we can tend to believe. I like that. We can believe the accountant, but we should know that sometimes they can also feed one or two. They can lie, but based on what we want to learn tonight, we can all agree that yes, the accountant is correct. And our dashboard is basically lying to us. Now, this is what I wanted us to know, that there are times when the dashboard will lie to you. That is why I made sure that the first class we did, or the first phase, what we did was about data cleaning. We're cleaning. We're using IPO, we're using bleach, we're using jig, we're using hot water to wash the data. Isn't it, everybody? And because if you have cooked beans in that first data, in those, if you don't understand that first phase, you might need to go back to all the videos and watch it again. Because if you cook beans in that phase, this phase that we are going to is going to affect a lot of things. Are you following? So we should know that yes, the problem now is not Power BI. Let me just quickly say that as well. Power BI is not making a mistake. It is doing exactly what you told it to do. So the problem is that the structure of the data that is underneath the dashboard, that is where the problem is. So before we end what we are doing tonight, you know exactly why this happens. Are you with me? And we'll be able to spot it any file we open. So let's move. So let's go to the first concept of what we are here. We want to talk about a flat table. What a flat table basically is. So if you look at this, if you look at our reports here, if you look at our reports, you can see this table that I have in this place. We have the columns: transaction ID, customer, city, product, brand, price, quantity, revenue. Now let us look at it. We have transaction 1, Emeka, Lagos, iPhone 15, Apple, 420,000, 2 units. The revenue was 840K. Now if you look at the next row, it's still showing transaction 1 again. Emeka Obi, Lagos, iPhone 15, Apple, 420K. 2 again, same 840K. Are we seeing now? The original file might have actually been maybe there is 1 here and 1 here. But we see 2, 2, 840, 840. This sometimes might be correct too, but majority of the time is usually wrong. Then we have the third one. So, because look at it now, we have the same transaction ID, we have the same customer, because it has the same transaction ID, perfect. That is what makes this a wrong stuff. Because transaction ID is actually what we call a primary key. And since it is a primary key in the transaction table, it means that it has to appear only once. Are you following? This ought to be, let's say, transaction 1, and this to be transaction 2. Then the quantity could have been 1, 1. Then maybe 420 here, 420K here. Are you following? Because if you look at the price, it's 420K. So it was supposed to be 1, 420K. Then this should supposed to be transaction 2, 1, 420K. That will be distinct each and every of those phones. These are some things some people don't actually pay attention to when they are creating data. And this is something as a data analyst you need to actually pay attention to, or else you are just going to be doing what? You are just going to be building or cooking beans. Now, so if you look at it now, that 840 is already counting as 1.68 million. Whereas the total amount that was actually made was actually 840,000. Now imagine we have around 60 duplicate rows in that data set, and it is 840. 840 times 60, that's a lot of money. That is what will make your 30 million naira become 45 million naira. Also, let us look further again. Let us look at number 4, transaction 4, or row 4. In row 4 now, what do we have there? We see that the city Lagos is looking different from the remaining ones. Meaning that if you look at row 1 and row 2, we see Lagos in small letter, in proper case. But now we are seeing it in capital letter. And we all know that in Power BI, what would happen? You know, in Excel, it will see it as the same Lagos. But in Power BI, what would happen, everybody? Power BI is going to see it as what? As a different thing entirely. Why? Because Power BI is what? Case sensitive. So if you slice by city now or filter by city, we will see that this capital Lagos is going to be different from the small Lagos. Are you following me? So that is inconsistent casing. It's very, very important as well. So this table now in the file that I sent to you basically have 2010 rows. Now everything is crammed there. We have the customer information, we have the city information, we have the product information, all of them, and they are just repeating all over and all over and all over again. So what exactly now is a flat table? A flat table is a table in which all the information, all of them are sitting together in one sheet. For example, let's talk about a sales information. We have our customers, our products, our sales, our dates, our prices, our location, all of them together in one place. Right? It will do all of them together in one place, make that table a what? It makes it a flat table. It actually feels convenient though, until your number starts feeling so wrong, and then you don't even know where the problem is coming from. It actually makes you feel that you are very, very organized until problem comes. Then you will know that what? You have been cooking beans all this while. So now, what do we now do? We need to even know why, in what ways our flat table, in what ways do that fail? And why should we go away from flat table? The first way a flat table fail is that flat table easily allows you to create duplicate rows. And duplicate row have some effects. And the major effect is that what? It is going to inflate your totals, which is what we just saw earlier. When the same transaction is counted twice, then our 30 million becomes 45 million. And this is in fact, it is the most dangerous thing that can ever happen to you as a data professional, especially in sales. Because the truth is that it might look correct, because you will not have any error message, you will not have any warning, you will not have anything, just the wrong numbers that nobody is going to question. They will have made decision on those numbers until your accountant will say, Oga, I was in the meeting and I was checking my file underneath. That 30 million, yeah, that 45 million is not 45 million, no. It is actually 30 million. And they will not blame them. It is you as data analyst that will be blamed. The second one is that a flat file or a flat table actually gives you redundant data. And redundant data actually bloat or makes your data, your model very big. What is a redundant data? Redundant data are those um, part of your table that does not really have any value, but it keeps on repeating itself. Let me show you an example. Look at this place here. Let's say products. iPhone 15, iPhone 15, iPhone 15, iPhone 15. If iPhone 15 was bought 1,000 times, it means that iPhone 15 will show 1,000 times one. Apple again, that same iPhone 15 is an Apple phone, isn't it? Will show again another 1,000 times two. Then let's say in Lagos alone, that 1,000 times was bought in Lagos alone. That means it will show the third time again. Lagos will show 1,000 times, iPhone 15 1,000 times, Apple 1,000 times. Repetition, redundancy. That is what we call redundancy. Are you following? So a flat table is going to give you what? Is going to cause redundant data, which will actually make your data to swell. And it is just nonsense that is swelling. So if iPhone 15 product data is repeating on every row, we have over a lot of copies of the same information showing. And this makes our data to be what? To be heavy. And when you are updating it, it will take a lot of time. It will be stressing to update. Are you following me, everybody? And it makes it easier for you to actually make a lot of mistakes. That's the second way flat table actually breaks your what? Breaks your dashboard. Now, the third one is that inconsistency. Capital letter L, Lagos. Small letter L, Lagos. Capital all through Lagos. Small letter all through Lagos. Or Lagos with double S or anyhow it is spelled. Based on the example you are seeing on the screen, all of them are 4 different things. These are 4 different things that is showing in your data, whereas they mean just one single thing. Now, your what is it called? Your measure or your slicer or your filter is not going to show the complete information of Lagos, because Lagos is now spread amidst these 4 different spellings. Because Power BI does not really understand that Lagos is the name of the city. That all this variation that you have given me actually means one thing. That is why, what do we do? What we do, you will see it as we proceed. Don't worry, we are getting there. Then the fourth one is that no structure, which means it is quite impossible for you to scale. Let's say, for example, when an iPhone 15 prices, it changes next month. It now means that you have to change the price, you have to update each and every row where you have iPhone 15 in it. Can you see it? So in a structured model, you are only supposed to have done it in one single place. You just update one thing and then everything goes boom. But because you're working with a flat table, you have to start filtering, start changing one after the other. And these are four major ways your flat table actually breaks your what? Your dashboard. You are looking at it as it's something very, very easy. But I'm 100% sure that even you yourself, in the former report, because I should have even done I gave you guys an assignment, and majority of you were facing a lot of issues. And intentionally, I did not talk about it because I wanted you to feel it like the Yakubus that you are. You must feel it. So this is why you are feeling it, because you have not learned about flat table. When you have a table like I shared to you earlier, we are supposed to break it down into smaller structures. Are you following? So these things I've told you here, or these four things, they are not small problem. They are the exact reason why your boss, your manager, your MD will tell you, I don't trust this dashboard. You might have not had it before because majority of you might have not worked as one, but I have had it. And when I hear stuff like that, especially when I'm not the one at fault, it actually pains me. Are you following? And I don't want you to be in that shoes where your boss or your MD will tell you, I do not trust this data. So enough of all this theory. Let us go into our what? Into a demo. So I'm going to open up my Power BI now. I don't have it opened yet, but you also can do the same thing. So we are going to do it together. I'm going to open up my Power BI. Sorry. Okay. So my Power BI is opening up now. So I'm going to load the data for us now. So we're going to see it. So can I get a confirmation that everybody can see my Power BI? You can see my Power BI screen. Perfect. Perfect. So I'm going to go to a blank report now.
No, I cannot. It's not coming up. Yes, sir.
Oh, it's not coming up.
Not
So
yet.
okay, I thought I was
Yes.
seeing hand. People were even me. I was seeing it that you are not seeing it, but somebody is there. I was saying thumbs up. So I'm like, yeah, you can see it. Okay, it's plenty in here. What about now?
That's come up, sir.
Mhm. So if you have your Power BI with you and you have the document like I shared with you on the WhatsApp group, now is the time for you to do what? Now is the time for you to open up your Power BI. Then let us load in the file that we have, the Niger file. So let's go. So I'm going to go to the file now, and I'm going to say, sorry, we need to load in the file. The file is an Excel workbook, so I'm just going to click Excel workbook. Yes, we know that there is a new get data experience. Let's try it out together. So one thing about Power BI, oh, I have to restart. I'm not restarting. Let's go the old way, I beg. Okay, so I have the Niger phone session flat file now, and we are going to load it in. I'm not going to try to clean the data, so we're not going to yeah. So this is the file. So I'm just going to click on it and load. I'm not transforming. I think it's majorly clean. There's no issue with it. I think it's yes, it's very clean. So I'm just going to click on load and the file starts. So let's wait for it to open.
Sir, it doesn't look clean though. That I can see some errors from it. I don't know, probably it's from my side.
Don't worry. Good. So we have 2010 records in the dashboard in the file. So let's go to the file. So this is the file basically. So let's wait. It's loading. Good. So I mean, what error were you saying? because I don't think there's an error there. Load it on your Power BI first. You said there's no error. Don't, if you open it in Excel,
Date.
you might be seeing error. Of date, I know, but my date is not. You can see the date is not having error for me here.
Probably
See?
your date. The date
Yeah,
is having a
date is not having error here. I'm telling you. See, bar error. Okay, so let's go on, everybody. So now we have this data now. We have loaded it in. Not to waste much of our time, we've learned about DAX. So I'm going to create a measure. So let's create a measure. How do I create a measure, everybody? I go to table tools, right? And I click on what? New measure. So what measure am I trying to create? I'm trying to create, let's say, total revenue measure. So I'm going to say total revenue. Total revenue is equal to what? I'm going to use the sum, right? Sum of what? Sum of the revenue. So revenue, right? And I'm going to close the brackets like that. It's as simple as that. So just press enter. So when I do that, I have total revenue here. So as I have total revenue here, I go to my this thing now and I bring in my total revenue. So now when I bring in total revenue, you can see what we have. We have 958 million. 958 million. Now, let us now go back into the data. Just watch what we're about to do. Let's go back into the data and let's try to go to the let's look at our city. So we have our city here, right? And if you look at it, our city has some sort of small issue. This Lagos, with the SS, and some other. If I just see Port Harcourt with minus, Port Harcourt without minus, I know that all this one we could have solved it with normal data cleaning. Are you following? But what I'm trying to do is we're trying to have a full proof such that there should be a reason why what Mr. Bankole is about to do and what you as well are about to learn in the next 6 weeks. I mean next 3 weeks. What you're going to learn how to do in your own data. So that's what you're about to do. Such that you just do one thing once and to affect everybody. So now you have seen all these errors. They are not meant to be errors, right? But they are errors because Port Harcourt is still Port Harcourt. It's just that now there's no minus here. Lagos is Lagos, single S here. In another place it was double S and the rest like that. Lagos is spelled in multiple ways. Some of them are in full capital letter. If I let me just do, let me click here and you're going to see, you can see Lagos, Lagos, Port Harcourt, and the rest like that. Now let us look at the date column. In the date column, some of you, your own is going to have string, but because of the type of date me I'm using, and the other inner thing I've done with my dates in Power BI, I think I showed you when I was doing dates. You see, I don't have error, but Amina, your own should might have error because your own date is always acting up, isn't it, Amina?
Let's ask another person. I'm seeing dots and I'm seeing like different format of dates here. It's
Yes,
not only my dates.
it's not only your dates. Where are you seeing error again?
Yes. No, I mean dates, like the dates. There are some that it is dots instead of slash strings or something.
Slash,
Ask
yes,
see
but you
for
can
me.
see in mine is not
Yeah.
showing. That's because I have there are some other things I have done to mine, but in yours you will see all those
Yes, that's
inconsistencies. And that means they are saved as what's it called? They are saved as texts. Are you following? So now I want us to look at let us keep looking at it. What other issues do we think we can find? So one of the best ways to even do when we are looking for issues, let me just quickly talk about it, is that look for the primary key column. What is the primary key column? Transaction ID. What should you do to it? Try to sort it. So I'm going to try to sort everything now. I'm going to sort in ascending. Are you following? And what I want to do, I just want to check whether there's going to be any form of duplicate or not. Now, what am I trying to do is that the reality is that we are going to see quite a lot of things when we try to open. We try to wear our what's it called? Our inspector hat, because We need to put on our inspector hat exactly when we're working with data. Some of them are not easy to find, but they are there. So you just need to pay attention to it as much as possible. It can be that Mr. Bankole Ineka now, Ineka Ibrahim here is not having a customer, what's it called? Is not having a customer phone number. Well, for phone numbers, we can still ignore, isn't it? Where can't we ignore? Maybe selling price or cost price. Now we have to start looking. Mr. Bankole, what if you have millions of data? Okay, go to selling price. Let's see, or cost price. Or blank phone number. Let's even just use the blank phone numbers. That one is easier to find. So the blank phone numbers, now you can see there are a lot of blanks in the phone numbers. That is excellent. So we have done what? We have found an error. Just like we found error in the city name or error maybe in the product name. We have found errors. Now this is the type of detective work that you as data analyst you are all going to be doing before you build any report that you have. So now, based on the way I've actually planned the what's it called, the dashboard or the class, let me show you all the errors that we have inside the data set. Can anybody see my screen? I've gone back to the Power BM to what's it called, to Excel. I mean to PowerPoint. Can we see my screen? See, this is a duplicate here.
You're back to Power BI.
Yeah, see here. 831, 831, everything, kind of, everything. You can see a duplicate. So there are plenty of them there. So what we have there is that, like I told you, that when I was preparing the file, I had to add all this inconsistency into it. First of all, is that we have 60 duplicate rows, such that their transaction ID are appearing twice, which will mean that what that total value that we are seeing is what automatically what inflated. Also, we have 225 messy city values, especially for Lagos. Are you following? As well as Port Harcourt. So if you are breaking down the measure, let's say we use calculate now. We want to use calculate for Lagos. Do you know that when we use calculate DAX for Lagos, let's say what say Lagos revenue, you know that when it's giving us the report, the result, it's going to be splitted, it's not going to be correct. We have 225 values like that. Also, we have 452 mixed date formats. Some of them are using the format of date, day, month, year. Some of them are using year, month, day. Others are using dots. Others are just even using space. Are you following? Then we have around approximately 160 revenue rows that the cost price was used instead of the selling price in the calculation. It is right inside the data, but you will not know. The quantity is different, though. It's not one. Oh. The quantity is not one. Oh. But you will just see that this, and I think because of that, if you remember when we did the last classes we had, when we were talking about that format file, I told you that no matter if they give you a revenue file, if you remember, if you have the cost price and you have the quantity, but create a calculated column on your own to fact check that revenue. I think I've already said it. I practicalized it in the last classes that we had. You fact check whatever is there, because when we talk about money, people are very, very you will think everything is correct until you are calculating yourself. And I don't know. That's the file I gave her. I don't know. And people will just remove their hand. Also, we have around 108 black phone numbers. Customer numbers have over 108 empty cells. Their phone numbers is empty. Then what else do we have? 70 blank sales rep rows. Imagine your sales rep who now sold those phones, who made those sales. This is an issue. And then you have your messy product names. Samsung Galaxy A55 in small letter, in capital letter, in proper case, and all these things. So these are some of the major problems that I have put scatter everywhere inside the file. And like I told you, None of these files, none of these issues are random. I did them intentionally. Are you following? Each of them actually is a problem that we are going to see in actual companies. And that is what real world data looks like, especially when it is not one person that is inputting data into your file. When you have multiple people inputting data into the file, these are some of the issues that we are going to be doing what we are going to be facing. So this is exactly where data modeling, this is where it starts from. This is why it exists, to make sure that things are not complicated, but to make sure that things are correct and our data is actually what is actually reliable. Now, what is now the cause of all these things, and why you as a data analyst, why you might miss it at the beginning? Why might you have missed it at the beginning? Is because majority of us, when we are coming to Power BI, okay, so majority of us, when we are coming to Power BI, we usually have the mindset that we had when we were working with Excel. Are we following? Eh? Eh? Sorry, I don't know why that acted up. So majority of us, we usually have the mindset of Microsoft Excel. So we need to be able to have a real shift of thinking. We need to shift something in our brain right now. If you look at it, these are the two mindsets that is quite possible. The first one on the left is the Excel mindset, where all of us, including some people that are pro data analysts, they still have this mindset. They have one, they put everything in one single place in a flat table, and they'll still use the same like that in Power BI. They copy and paste data just to update it. They'll be updating each line by line by line, copy and paste. One big table for everything. They repeat product name, they repeat location name, they repeat this, they repeat that, they repeat cost price everywhere. Are you following me? They manually type one city 500 times, 1 million times. As much as that person is still buying from Lagos, keep writing Lagos, 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 Lagos. Are you following me, everybody? And then when at the end of the day, their filters will not be giving them wrong information. And then they will not be asking what is going on. But as the professional analyst that you are, or that we are all planning to be, we need to have the analyst mindset. What does the analyst mindset cover? The first is that we need to make sure that our data, we don't have it all together in one place. We separate the data by purpose. Okay, this data is about product information. We have product alone in that data. This data is about customer information. We have that data alone in one place. This data is about sales. We have it alone. And all the data, they are all now connected based on the relationship that exists between them. When we do it that way, our big sales table is now going to be splitted into smaller tables. And that way, everything is now going to be very clean. Everything is going to work fast. And we are sure that the data we are working with, or the data that we are presenting, is what is correct. I want to be clear on one thing before we proceed. Excel mindset is not wrong for simple things. But it gets to a moment where you need to make sure that your data is highly reliable. Your data is scalable. And sometimes you need your data to be something that you can stand behind a boardroom and talk about it. Then you need the analyst mindset. you curate that data in this proper way. And this is the shift that I want us to have in this phase 2, such that when you have a big redundant flat table or flat file, you try to break it down into smaller chunks. And this shift that we are making will now give birth to a structure that we call the star schema. To the what? To the star schema. So this diagram I put here is an example of a what? Of a star schema. This is the better structure that we have, such that we're going to have a sales data in between, and then this sales data is going to be connected to 4 different other tables. The first one is the product details table, where we're going to be having information about the product. Now, in this case, this sales data that we're having here is now what we call a facts table, because it will hold all the details of the transaction of sales only. It will not have a lot of information about the product, or a lot of information about the customer, or a lot of information about the date, a lot of information about the branch. No. You are going to have what? You are going to have only the information about the what? Only the information about the sales. Then we have other table. These tables that are around it, that are going to be connected to it, are what we call the dimension tables. This one are going to have only the qualitative information. Are you following me? So for the product details, you're only going to have information about the product alone. If it is only phones, now you have a product details for iPhone, types of the iPhone 1 to iPhone 17 Pro Max. It will be listed there, and they will appear only once, unless maybe they now have iPhone 16 256 gig, iPhone 16 512 gig. But each and every one of them, they will be unique and they will appear only once. That is for product detail. They are going to have your customer detail, and the product detail will have its own primary key. Don't worry, oh. All of this terminology, today's class is for us to do what? It's for us to give us a preamble of what we are to expect in the next few classes, because we're going to be creating everything ourselves. Now we have the customer detail. The customer detail, we have the information about the people that are coming to buy the phone, for example, or the customer, their name, their age, their date of birth, if possible, their location, where they are coming from. Do you understand? The date we onboard them as customers, we're going to have them and their customer ID. Then we have dates. The date details is going to be there in the date. The day, the month, the year, the quarter, the financial days, the date, time, all of them will be together in dates. Then we have the branch, where they are buying from. Are you following? Okay, in Ikeja, we have 5 branches. Branch A, one is in Okpebi, one is in Underbridge Ikeja, one is at Maryland Ikeja, one is at Isaac Jones, one is at Agidingbe, and they're all Ikeja, isn't it? But there will be details inside of the details table, branch details table. Now, out of all of them, all of them will now be connecting back to the sales table, but all the other information, like the full information of the product, will not show. Only the primary key, which is the product ID of the product, will show inside the sales table and to appear once inside the product table, but it can appear many times. Now there's no more redundant table or data. The customer details now, they will not need the name, the age, the location. Just the customer ID will now be showing in the sales data. Date as well, branch as well. Now the sales data is now going to be very structured. Are you following me? So this one that we are working on is now what we call a star schema, such that we have a fact table in between and all other tables are connected to the what? To the star schema, creating a form of a what? A form of a star. Are you following everybody? Please, I hope nobody is confused. If you are following, can I see F for following in the chat box? So this star schema is exactly what we are going to be building over the next 5 sessions. So tonight is basically the first step, understanding why we need to have a data model, why we need to break down a fact table, and all these things. Then we're not going to do what? We are going to go on, proceed ahead as we do what? As we go in the remaining what? In the remaining sessions. Now, to our challenge. So what is our challenge? Which we all have 15 minutes for. For those of us that have connected to our Power BI. I want us to open the file on our Power BI. We should create a measure and we should find at least 3 data quality problems in the table. Then once you have done it, just screenshot your revenue, your number, and share it with us in the chat. Or you just raise up your hand that you have found it and then you share your screen. No pressure. We're all here together. So if you are ready, let me know. 15 minutes is too fast because I've already showed you how to do. We've done 1 and 2. So the only one is 3 and 4. Isn't it? Is anybody giving it a try? Let me know now so that I know whether to do it or not. Is anybody giving it a try?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's see. If you have any questions, please. Okay. If you have any questions, please, you can raise your hand. Okay, I can see. Madam Gladys, you have raised your hand. Talk to me.
Good evening, sir. Good evening,
Yes,
everyone.
good evening.
Please, sir, I don't know what's actually wrong with my Power BI. I remember reaching out to you a few last week or 2 weeks ago,
Yes.
but I never wanted to disturb because of your exam. And currently, I'm done getting the total revenue, but the font is very small. It's not coming out wide the way yours is.
Okay.
I don't know what happens.
Can you share your screen? Let us look at it. I can see Aminat has shown, and you've shown us your
Okay.
revenue. Show us problem. Try to, Amina, try to put the revenue in a what's it called? Put 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 try to do revenue by location, something like that. Oh yeah, share your screen, Madam. What's her name? Gladys. Share your screen.
All right, sir. Share your screen.
Let me just give everybody cheat code for those of us that are trying. So try to look at the city, try to look at the date, and try to look at the revenue column properly. The queues are inside of it. Oh yeah, Madam Gladys, share your screen.
I don't know
It's coming up.
if we can see it.
Yeah, I can see it. Okay, now show us your.
No, sir.
Uh, I can see it now. Show us your Power BI screen. Open Power BI, Madam Gladys. We can see your screen.
Please, sir, can you see my screen?
Yes. Okay. Number one.
Okay, sir.
Number one, minimize this
Yes, I'm on
meets.google.com.
the screen already.
That meets.google.com is closing, is covering some other stuff. So maybe you
This is my
can,
Power BI screen.
yeah, we can see your Power BI screen. We
Is
are
it not
saying
showing over there?
we can see your Power BI screen. What we are saying is that you should Did you stop sharing? Hello? Is network bad in Nigeria too? Somebody said no light. So
No,
that
sir.
means no light, no network.
I can hear you, sir.
Yes, but we can't see your screen again, Madam Gladys. No light, audible
This I
network.
can hear me.
I can hear you, but we can't see your screen.
Ah, that should be network.
Okay. You know what? Don't worry. I'm going to give you a
It's
call.
rainy season
I will
now,
I
but
will I will give you a call and we'll check it together. Is that okay?
it's rainy season. We are battling network. Serious.
You can't see. She's not even hearing me. Okay.
All
So
right, sir. Thank you
yes,
very much, sir.
you're welcome. So stop sharing while I share my screen. So let me open up my Power BI back. For those of us following, can everybody see my Power BI? So if I think my Power BI is showing now. Can we see my Power BI screen? Can we see my Power BI
Not yet,
screen?
sir.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
So if I come here now and I have this revenue date now, yeah. So let's say I add it with, let's say, branch. A branch should not have it. Yes, look at branch. Good. So if we look at it now, okay, we have Lagos mainland, Lagos island. That one is not too much of a problem. Let me use city. Where is city? Customer city. Perfect. So now if you look at it now, there's Lagos here, there's Lagos here, there's Abuja here, there's Port Harcourt, there's Port Harcourt. Whereas this Lagos is supposed to be inside of this Lagos. These are some of the issues I was talking about. That's one. Let's
So I can
bring.
see your screen.
You can't see my screen. Yeah, sure it's not your network.
Yeah.
Joyce, can you see my screen? Thank God, I know Joyce is not in Nigeria.
No, I can't see
I
anything.
cannot see your computer.
You can't see my screen. Ah, you people in Nigeria, are you sure you not come and meet me? You sent your village people to here. Don't do that, oh.
Give us ticket to come and meet you, sir.
Okay. What about now? I just shared my screen now. Again.
Yes, I showing.
Okay, good. So I have put the total revenue by city. So we can see that the Lagos is showing, Port Harcourt is showing. Whereas this value, Lagos, is supposed to be inside this Lagos. This Port Harcourt is supposed to be inside the Port Harcourt. Yes, like I told you earlier, I know that we could have done all this cleaning in Power Query. But to save us the headache of that Power Query is what I'm trying to do with us. Are you following? So this is one of the errors that we're going to be seeing. Another one is, let's say we have the what other thing is there? So the revenue column. We had a lot of duplicates in the revenue and the rest. For example, if I come here now, I'm going to let me show you something. Uh, let me show you something. Okay, no, how will I do it? There's really no way even to even know the duplicates here, sir. Because the duplicate are only going to be shown in this place. Like I showed you, look at this one now. Rotimi Adeyemi, Rotimi Adeyemi. The same thing, the same value. These values now that you are seeing down here, you can't actually know in the dashboard. I found that is actually an error. Because in this place now, it is showing normally, like a normal stuff. Whereas the transactions are showing double. And these are some things that most of us might not know. So let's say I have a transaction ID column now. And I say, okay, oh, I want to also have, let me show you. I want to have transaction ID. And I want to also have transaction ID again. So this time around, I want to count. In fact, I want to do it in 3 times. So this first one, I'm going to count it. I'll say count. So you can see one, 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 one. So one is showing twice. Then this one is count. No, I don't need to count distinct because count distinct is going to show me one there. So I will remove the third one. Now look at it. These are ways you can actually do your own this thing. These are ways you can check actually. Your transaction ID is not meant to be showing twice. See it. If I click here now to sort it now, you will see, look at this one, two, 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 two. Why? Why are we having, and it's the same transaction. They are showing more than once. Are you following me? That is Babanla error, which is not meant to be. Are we following? Because when you have your transaction ID, there should be only one transaction linked to a transaction ID. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is an error. And that is why we're going to do that other stuff that we're going to do. So now that we have done this, we are done with our first session for today, right? So this night we have actually learnt what a flat table is, and we have seen in action how it affects or breaks our dashboard. We saw the four ways flat table, how they feel. We found real data quality issues. Are you following? In the file that we are working with. And then we also were able to talk about a star schema, how it actually looks like. So now, what I want us to do before Thursday, our assignment is this. I want us to look at the Ninja phone flat table. This flat table, you can open it on Excel. This is it in Excel. I want you to look at each and every of this column. Eh? You can do something. Let me show you something. You can copy everything like this. The column, only the column. You copy the column from here, shift. So you say control shift right. You copy the column like this, control C it. I'm teaching you what I want to give as assignment. Open a new sheet. When you open a new sheet, instead of you pasting the column in that way, try to paste the column in transpose. So you right click and you just click on this icon here. It will arrange the column for you in that manner. Now, what I want you to do is, I want you to try to split these columns into three different groups. You split it what? Into what? Three different groups. Are you following? What would those tables be? Now, I want you to do this, and in our WhatsApp class, in our WhatsApp on our WhatsApp page, screenshot your answer and paste it there. That is your assignment. There is no wrong answer. Be careful. Look at it very well. Are you following? Once you are done, for example, let's say transaction ID and date is one group. You screenshot the two together, you give them a name. Are you following? Maybe transaction. That means they'll be in the transaction table. Customer, you put all of them, you do all of that, then you screenshot it, then you put it in the what? In our WhatsApp group before Thursday. So there's no wrong answer, everybody. Just think about it, do everything. Don't be afraid. We are all learning together, isn't it, everybody? So with that, I don't know if there's any other question that you want me to take before I leave. I can see Oluchi hand is raised. Oluchi, do you want to rebuke me for putting your name in the quiz? She has dropped her hand. She has forgiven me. Okay, Amina, your
Sorry,
hand.
Mr. Marco, good evening, sir. I have question.
Oh, you have
I
question.
dropped
Okay,
my
yeah, ask
hand.
your question.
Yes, my hand has been up since we
Oh,
posted the class is it when you dropped your PowerPoint, like that classwork something, you not allow us to do it again.
oh, and I was looking at the time. You know, we're here for an hour and we have passed the minutes. Actually, that's why.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay,
Yes.
sir.
Okay, so this is your assignment. Try to do it. Screenshot it now. Oh yeah, screenshot it now and try to have it done. And make sure you share your answer before Thursday. Amina, what about you? Are we good? Okay, so everybody, let us prepare for Thursday. On Thursday, we are going to be talking about relationships. We're not talking about what? Relationships. That is where we're going to start to build a data model. Like I told you, your Power BI is as good as your model. If your model is wrong, your data, one, that will give you a lot of headache. Two, your dashboard is just going to be doing balabolo. So the best thing is to understand all these things properly. So we're going to go into relationships. We're going to talk about one to many, many to one, primary keys, foreign keys, how all of them relate to one another. Are you following? So this is what we're going to be doing next class. So be prepared. So thank you very much, everyone. For showing up tonight. Seriously, I'm always glad to have everybody here. You all have jobs, you have families. In fact, you have 101 things that you can be doing right now, but you choose to actually spend this time with us. It actually means a lot. Thank you very much for being with us. Thank you for learning with Banky. And we promise to actually give you and deliver the best of trainings. So thank you very much, everyone. And do have a wonderful what? A wonderful evening. So bye bye everybody. So for those of us online joining on YouTube, please don't forget to like, share, and comment. Thank you very much, everybody.